Today we're going to change a caliper on the driver's side of 2007 Honda Odyssey. This should work for pretty much any caliper on your Honda Odyssey. They're all pretty much the same. I'm going to try to do it quick and speedy because I'm trying to take off for a trip, but realized my caliper is bad. I changed to the brake pads yesterday, and one of my brake pads on the driver's side were down to almost metal, and I still had quite a bit on the passenger side, and the caliper went in really hard. But I was like, maybe I can get away with it and not have to replace it right now. But I took the van for a drive, and it just smelled like burning brake pads. So I'm just gonna try to switch it out real quick and show you how to do it. Anytime you're working on brakes or jacking up your vehicle, it's a good idea to block your tire and push your parking brake in. Next, if you don't have a floor jack, you can get to your roadside jack right here in the back corner with your tire iron and all that. I have my own that's going to be a little bit quicker. Using your tire iron, you want to break all your lug nuts before you jack it up so that it's not spinning on you. If you're using an impact, you can just jack it up and zip them all right off. Alright, some things you'll need is your new caliper, some tubing to go on the bleeder valve, right, so you want some tubing that will slide on here, like that, to make it easier for you. Just some basic socket sets and some brake fluid, and I'm going to use this jar, taco sauce jar because I can't find a water bottle, but any clear empty container works. Another thing, I just changed my brake pads, that's why I know that I need a caliper, but if you haven't done your brake pads and you're doing your caliper, now's a good time to change them. And you probably want to change both sides, and I think usually you want to do calipers in twos, but I can do what I want, and I'm gonna just do one. Right, we're gonna zip this tire off. It is a 7/8 socket size. Alright, I'm not using a jack stand today, so I'm gonna put my tire under here to kind of act as a little bit of a safety measure if it falls. Alright, I'm gonna take this off in two pieces. So the first part I'm gonna take off is this, which is just 1, 2 bolts there that are 9/16. If you're taking these off and this spins, you just need to put a little crescent wrench on there. I think it's 3/4. Now this should just wiggle off. Be careful of your brake line here. Just gonna set this up here, being careful not to stress our brake line, and just set it up there. Right, next we're gonna take off this bracket, which this is also worth noting that this can all come off in one piece. If you don't want to separate it like I did, you don't have to. You can just take out this bolt and let's see, this bolt. So there's just two bigger bolts in the back there. Just take those out and the whole thing will come off. So yeah, that's it. Pretty easy. You can do that too. I just separated it because it's just a little easier for me. Alright, so these bolts here are 3/4. We're going to zip those off. Alright, those bolts can be kind of hard to break if you don't have an impact. Do what you can. Get a cheater pipe if you need it. But good luck. Alright, so now this whole bracket should just pop right off. We're going to install the new hardware into the new caliper and switch our brake pads over. Or if you're replacing your brake pads, just put your new brake pads in this and throw that away. Alright, well I did end up having to separate it just to get these in a little easier. You might not have to, it was just easier for me. I'm going to throw my brake pads Or actually, I'm going to put this back on and then throw my brake pads on after I put it on. Whatever's easier for you. Alright, I forgot to mention, if you're putting on your new brake pads, you just want to grease the back of your pad and like the little tips with some brake grease to make sure everything is nice and smooth. I just installed these yesterday, so they already are all good to go, so I just slid them right back in. Next, we're going to detach our caliper from the brake line. So you're going to need a clamp. I'm going to use some vice grips. I'm going to wrap some paper around the line just to try to protect it a little bit, and then we're going to clamp the line. I think I got mine pretty well clamped. We'll see. We're going to take this off, and I guess if we get brake fluid spraying everywhere, then I did not do a good job, so we'll see. This little bolt there is a 7/16 or an 11 metric. Alright, I covered this so that we don't get brake fluid all over it. I already broke it loose a little bit. Oh. Alright. I thought we'd have more fluid coming out than that, but okay. We got a new bolt here. We're going to transfer this to the line. So we're just going to pull this out and put one of the washers on top and one on bottom of this. And actually, I'm going to install this just so it's a little bit less wobbly all over the place and secured and bolted in. Alright, now we're just gonna screw our line back in. Alright, now that we got that back in, we should... Oh wait, hang on. I think you want to tighten your bleeder here too. Alright, now to bleed the line, I'm going to put some brake fluid in here. I'm going to put this hose on here. And then we're going to put that in there below the line of the brake fluid. Alright, so now that we're all set up here, I'm going to unclamp the line. And going to make sure that this is open. We're actually already getting bubbles before I even push the brake, so I think we're already getting some fluid movement. Alright, next you want to come in here and check in here to make sure that your reservoir is full of brake fluid, but it should be. Alright, I'm gonna go pump the brakes. Alright, I pumped it a few times, but we got some liquid in here now, but we still got a lot of air. We ideally want to have this whole tube full of brake fluid with no air pockets. I'm gonna check my reservoir here. Still got plenty of brake fluid in there, so we're gonna keep pumping. So we're getting there. Pretty much almost all liquid. We got a solid line here, so once you get to be a solid line with no more bubbles, which we're pretty much there, then you just want to tighten your bleeder valve here. Push it again, Sparta. All right, good job. Thank you. All right, we got it all bled out. We put our dust cover cap back on. And now you just want to come up here to your reservoir and make sure you fill this back up with brake fluid. All right, after filling up that reservoir, I decided to actually pump it one more time just to make sure, which it looks like we're good, but I'm just going to make sure because I added a lot more brake fluid than I expected, so I'm just going to make sure all the air's out. All right, yep, we are definitely good, so I'm just going to close this. Oh, I got an air bubble coming back up. I'm going to pump it again. All right, now we're good. Almost overflowed my container. All right, I'm going to quick shut this before that bubble gets there. There we go. Man, this isn't quite the right size, but we're good. I think we got it tightened up. I'm just gonna make sure the reservoir is full again and then put the tire back on. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. And I'll be having more minivan Honda Odyssey content coming soon. Got a couple leaks I need to track down, and I know my drain plug, my oil drain plug, is kind of stripped. So that's going to be coming at some point in the next month or so. So stay tuned, and as always, stay independent out there.